Department of K.B.Women's College. Today, my team and I are invited here to make you aware about the listening and the types of listening, which is provided by our mentor Rahul sir. So first of all, I want to start this with a beautiful quote that for being a good listener, for being a good speaker, we must be a good listener. As we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, it is just because we have to listen more as much as we speak. So a good listener is not only popular everywhere, but after a while he gets something knowledgeable. So let's come to the meaning of the listening. So listening is the ability to accurately receive and interpret message in a communication process. It is the key to communication process. It is a mental activity in which you have to be alert and attentive to learn everything. It contains 4 distinct components. The first one is hear, the second one is retain, and the third one is comprehend, and the fourth one is recall. So when we talk about hearing, then hearing is very different from listening. So in hearing, we don't use our mind to learn that what the speaker is saying. But when it comes to comprehend, then comprehend means to understand what the speaker is saying. And the third one is retain, that we have to store it in our mind that what the speaker is saying. And the last one is recall, that what the speaker is saying, and when we need the help of this, then we have to recall it and use it in our message. Thank you. So now all our team members will make you aware about the types of listening one by one.
Good morning everyone. Myself Ambika Kumari of BC department standing in front of you to say about pretending listening. In this we use body language and eye contact to show that we are listening, but in actual we don't. We still are not paying attention to other words, but actually we pretend it by saying insightful comments or keywords like who, cool, sounds great, etc. For example, I would like to give one of the most common example, that is about me. Whenever my maths classes started, I really can't understand anything, but in front of my teacher, I usually pretend that I got everything, but in actual I don't understand anything. Whenever you are in conversation, just listen to other words and pretend that you are listening. And automatically you will win the conversation. So lastly, I want to say that it is easy to listen, but it takes patience to listen, but it takes skills that you are pretending to listen. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Today I talk about empathic listening. So I am going to explain this topic. Please listen carefully. The word is empathy. Empathy means your ability to understand and share another person's feeling. So empathic listening is being about to special attention to the another person's feeling by putting itself in their should be understood. So empathic listening is feels another person understood, whether coming from one benefit. There is so many reasons people would see a counselor, therapist, friends who know a good listen. And another benefit is for us. Empathic listening is the practice of attentive and responsive to input during conversation. Empathic listening is structured by listening and questioning technique to you allow to develop and enhance both intellectually and emotionally. Empathic listening is seeing with the eye of another, listening with the ear of another, and feeling with the heart of another. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. I am Divya Kumari and I am standing here to describe about comprehensive listening. Comprehensive listening involves understanding the thoughts, ideas and message. In this listening, the listener must understand the language and vocabulary. For example, there is a group of people standing little far from us and they are discussing about something. They are discussing about some topic. We can see them and we can hear them, but we can't understand the language and vocabulary what they are discussing. So if you can't understand the sound, you can't interpret the language and can't give proper feedback to them. So to being a good listener, you just don't have to hear. You have to listen carefully to give feedback about the topic and to give reply. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Komal Kumari. Today I am going to tell about active listening. Active listening is a form of listening communication where a listener actively listens and responds to the speaker. Active listening is not only stand for focusing what the speaker was speaking, but also actively showing verbal and non-verbal sign of listening in both personal and professional life. Listening is one of the most important skills a person must have. It can be effect on job effectiveness and the quality of relationship with others. It is not necessary that two persons are communicating to each other carefully. Half listening and half hearing are common distraction. To improve the level of listening, you must pay attention to the other person, and concentrating the speaker word is not enough. It is important to show that speaker that we are listening. It can be done by nodding and other body gestures and the facial expressions. Such examples when someone has a terrible day. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Insa beside you. First, I would like to thank my teacher Rahul sir who have given me such a wonderful opportunity to share about critical listening. It is as important to listen critically as it is to read critically. Critical listening is a process for understanding what is said and evaluating, judging and forming an opinion on what you hear. The listener assesses the strengths, weakness for the content, agrees and disagrees with the information, and analyzes and synthesizes material. You can also use critical listening to listen to your teacher in your classroom. Critical listening makes us better listeners. We become better at solving problems. We become better at making decisions. Thank you.
Very good morning everyone. I am Shivani Singh, and as we all are know that we are explaining about types of listening, and now I am explaining about selective listening. Selective listening. When we focus our attention on some specific information, it involves consciously or unconsciously to choose what is relevant to you or what isn't to ignore. We call this phenomena selective listening. For example, when we visit a foreign country, we are surrounded by people, those who are speaking another language. We can't understand that. Then our selective listening skill is automatically kick in. I want to share with you all another example of selective listening, and that we all are related to that. And this time, everyone is using YouTube app. And when we are using YouTube app, we see or hear any video or lectures. In the starting of video or in the middle of video, some ads are come, and 90% of people are just skip that. It's also a very good example of selective listening. I hope you all are not only here to me, listens to me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Aditi and I am going to explain appreciative listening. Last but not the least, appreciative listening is the listening where listeners seek certain information which they will appreciate and meet his or her own needs or goals. Appreciative listening uses when we listen music, poetry or speech from an excellent person. Thank you.
So at last, as all the team members of mine has performed well, so please put your hands together for them for appreciating them.